brought to you by Devil Dogs Brew and Beans, where you can get your Gators Breakdown private label coffee. Many flavors and options available at devildogsbrewandbeans.com/Gators Breakdown. Justin Wood sent in a ton of them here. Some of them really, really good. I know this has been a popular topic all week that we've been discussing. And do you think Billy finally starts opening up the offense and throwing it all over the field since Kentucky was so bad? I mean, so bad as in the performance, I'm sure. Or do you think he sticks to his guns?
Yeah, it's going to be a no.
No.
Yeah, it's not. The ball's not going all over the field. Now, can it open up a bit more? Sure. That's kind of been my message. I do think it can. Will he? Wilson coming back, I think, to me, naturally opens it up a little bit more. If Burke is back as well, I think, and if from what we've seen in just small little handfuls since the spring game, that he can be somewhat of a downfield threat, some of an intermediate threat. So I do think getting some players back will help in that regard, but this is not going to be a coach that's going to go out there and have and by choice go out there and throw it 40 times. It's just not going to be. Look, and especially if this, I think the Kentucky game was a blip for the defense. If the defense bounces back and is what we think it can be and have good performances, then I can see Billy Napier leaning on that. All right, saying, all right, we're going to keep these games close. I'm not going to take the risk of the turnovers that can come with passing the ball. Now, even though Graham Mertz hasn't necessarily turned it over a bit, but also hasn't taken a whole lot of chances at the same time. And that's something I do think people want to see him do. Impairing that with Billy Napier opening up a little bit more as well. But if the defense is what it can be, I think Billy Napier will lean on that too to make the decision to not necessarily open it up a bit and kind of rely on his MO of keeping games close.
For Billy is different than what a bunch of us think opening it up is. I think it might be these motions we're seeing that set up absolutely nothing when you have the right player in there. Say we get Trey is somehow playing this week, and
I think he goes
in motion.
I think he's going to.
Then it becomes a threat. So, Billy's setting up something here with all these motions. What it is, that's what we need to see. That's what the maturation of this offense is. I think.
I think I would kind of like to see, because I think they were saying during the preseason that Mizell was one of the fastest players on the team, and he made a couple plays in the orange and blue game. I like to see him get like a couple just deep shots just to see if he can outrun the guy in front of him.
Yeah, I've had that conversation with a buddy I work with too, and it's just like, all right, just put him in the game, tell him just go in a go route, and we'll find you down the field. So, that's just
There's no time for that, Dave.
Hey, that's part of my thing too about trying to open up this and going down the field. I don't know if this offensive line even allows it. Honestly, this group's been pretty disappointing so far this year. So hopefully they can figure some things out in the run game to help Billy Napier feel a little more comfortable. If they don't, I think this offense just stays kind of bad. I don't know how much I trust Graham Mertz to open it up.
I'm just telling myself that Waits is gonna save the day. That's what I'm talking myself into right now, Dave.
I wish I had your enthusiasm there, and not that
I'm being sarcastic.
And that's not a slam on Waits. It's just, I got to see that one. We don't have enough on him to. But I know you're kind of being facetious there a little bit, so I know that. But hopefully he provides some quality depth, and we may see it this weekend.
My problem is we've had 2 portal classes now, 2 recruiting classes. What's supposed to give us confidence that, okay, the next portal that we're going to somehow fix this offensive line?
Yeah, because it's not like you didn't get transfers this time. And, they are not difference makers right now. George is not a difference maker. Mizzouka's not a difference maker.
That's the problem with relying on the portal is you just don't know what each portal cycle is going to provide you.
I mean, go back.
Not
to
only that, but
yeah. Go back to
And we weren't able to keep. We weren't able to keep the 2 we lost for whatever reason. We let them go.
And go back to a week ago, the team we played in Kentucky. They brought in 3 transfer offensive linemen. Yeah, they struggled mightily on the offensive line last year. They addressed it through the transfer portal. Now, I'm not saying Kentucky, they're not going to do what they did against Florida all year long. They're not. I think they're going to wake up call versus Georgia this week. Credit to Kentucky for what they did last week. To me, I still think it's a terrible matchup for them versus Georgia. That style of offense they run, if Leary was playing better, okay, I'd give him more of a chance than I'm giving him right now. But if Leary is what he's been this season and they try to rely on Ray Davis against Georgia's defense, I don't see it. That's just recipe for disaster, I think, against Georgia's defense. But to credit, they are better. They are better up front than what they were last year because of what they've done in the transfer portal.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. When I seen what they did last year, I was like, with this improved defensive line we have, yeah, they're not running the ball on us. Well, there it was.
Here's one going a little bit more now. So Florida sits at 3-2. Justin Wood sent this in as well. This may open up the conversation a little bit. How confident are you Florida gets to 5 wins? Anybody?
I hate you, Dave.
That one's on me? Okay. I think Florida got it. I think Florida gets to 5 wins. And I can't believe, this is a conversation we got to have, but I guess we got to have it. We go to the preseason. Well, it was over under was 5.5 there. So that will let you know about the expectations of a lot of people out there. But I think Florida gets to 5. I think they get to 4 this weekend over Vanderbilt. And then the rest of the schedule, I think between South Carolina and Missouri and Arkansas, you're getting one more to get to 5. I think 5 is there. Me right now, as we sit here October 5th on a Thursday night, but at the same time, my read on this team has been absolutely terrible up to this point this season. So maybe I'm not the best there when it comes to that. But
yeah, you kept saying you couldn't get a read on this team.
Yeah. But hey, look, it's going to get easier for the Florida offense. I know that's kind of been the theme for this episode so far, and the theme for this chat, kind of theme for the week as well. Even though the defense is coming off a bad game, I do think that was one blip. I think that's kind of why they're getting overlooked a bit. We know what Kentucky did against Florida's defense. I got to see something like that happen again before I get too down on this defense. But I think to help feel better a little bit and why it's a chance for Florida to get to 5 wins or even more. If you start looking at the defenses Florida has played and the defenses that are coming up that Florida plays. Now, don't get me wrong, this is set up to make it easier for what has been so far a bad offense. But South Carolina, this is team rankings who only put stats together between the Power 5 opponents. Or FBS versus FBS, not just Power 5, I'm sorry. But they cut out the cupcakes, they cut out FCS. And I went to total defense just to see, just to get a baseline for the type of defenses Florida has played and will play. So coming up, and I'll go in reverse order. South Carolina, that game's coming up next week. They have the 127th total defense in the country. LSU, 116th. Vanderbilt, 104th. FSU, 84th. And then a big gap. Arkansas comes in with the 40th best total defense there. Missouri, 37th. Utah, a team Florida's already played, 26th. Tennessee, 15th. Georgia, 12th. Kentucky, 11th. So Kentucky's the best defense Florida has played as far as total defense goes up to this point in the season. It's still kind of skewed because of some of the opponents, of course, but I think we're getting a pretty good read, at least for a baseline stat, a baseline start of where these teams are. And it does let you know by playing Kentucky and Tennessee and Utah already, Florida's played the 3 of the best defenses they're going to play all season compared to these stats. These stats will change a little bit, but it does let you know it's going to get a little easier with Vanderbilt at 104, South Carolina at 127 the next 2 weeks. We should get a better barometer of if this offense can make improvement or if it continues, just how bad they really are. Gators Breakdown Plus starting at $3 a month. Link is in the description, and you get access to all these features. You get extra episodes. You get access to the Discord server where you get to have text chats. Hey, another big bonus, ad-free Gators Breakdown episodes, Q&As, giveaways, custom shout-outs, all that at Gators Breakdown Plus. Link is in the description. Come join us.